Sunny's back. Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back to another Monday video. Today, I would just like to tell you that you are amazing. Never feel like that you are a disappointment to yourself or your family, because I can tell you right now that I am probably one of the biggest disappointments that you will ever meet. And today, I'm going to tell you just why I am such a disappointment. So, as most of you have probably guessed by now, I am Asian, or more specifically, Chinese. That is my ethnicity. Now again, I'm sure most of you all know, Asian people have a lot of stereotypes. Mainly for like those of us that are born in the UK or born in Western society, there's like this expectation of us to, you know, either grow up to be doctors or lawyers or, you know, anything else with a high salary rate. I am neither a doctor or a lawyer or have a job that is a high salary rate. So what I'm basically trying to say is that I am not your stereotypical Asian. Let's start with the fact that I didn't really get that good of grades in school. When I was young, I was relatively smart. You know, I'd get the highest mark in class. I was always way ahead of everybody else in my class because, you know, my parents would give me homework to do at home. There was even a time in my life where they were considering moving me up a year because I was so much further ahead in learning than any other kids in my class. That all changed when I was about in year 8, 9. My grades just kind of started dropping, like especially in year 9. I was going through a bit of like a rough patch. I didn't really care anymore. There was a lot of other stuff going on in my life and my grades were not the most important thing to me. Don't get me wrong, I still came out of school with like 6 A's and 6 B's, which by most people's standards are pretty fucking good grades. But being born in an Asian family, it was kind of more like, you didn't get any A stars, you weren't the top of your class in anything. Yeah, a bit disappointing really, isn't it? By college and doing my A-levels, I was kind of still, you know, like, oh, maybe I'll put in a bit of effort, but I'm not gonna lie, like, there was very little effort gone into it. And by the time I got into uni, yeah, education just pretty much went straight out the window. But it's not just my grades that made me the biggest disappointment in my family. Like, my mom's pretty open with me nowadays, you know, I've grown up with her. Back then, she was always very against the whole tattoos and piercings, but because I was just that horrible, rebellious teenager that just didn't listen to a word that my mum said, I went out and got tattoos and piercings, which my mum is fine with now. Her sort of policy at the end of the day is like, as long as I'm happy and as long as I don't get shit tattoos, she's fine with it. Because my mum is actually one of my best friends. Like, she's so chill. Like, I know I can talk to her about anything. And it's great because even though she will never get a tattoo herself, she's almost in a sense living vicariously through me, because she'll find random pieces of art that she likes and she'll be like, oh, Hannah, you should really get that tattoo done yet. And I'll be like, I'd love to get that, mum, if you want to pay for it. No, pay for it yourself. But my dad is like a completely different issue because he hasn't really been there while I was going through all these kind of stages in my life. He'll see me like intermittently, and each time I'll look like more of a fuck up than he remembers. I know to some of you it might sound a bit grim, but one of the last few times that I went down to visit my dad, there was a moment where literally him and my mum were just sat on the phone talking about how much of a disappointment I was. And you know, normally people would be quite sad. I just thought it was really funny because I know they didn't mean it seriously, especially on my mum's end. And you know, my dad, I think he knows in his heart that as much as he disapproves of like what I become as a person, I think he also knows that there's not really much that he can do about it, especially now that I'm like, what, nearly 25? I feel like in his own way, he's probably sad that he missed out on not getting to be my dad. So what he's kind of doing is trying to parent me now that I'm an adult. But what he doesn't realize is that I really don't fucking appreciate it, even more so now that I'm an adult. But regardless, I do love my dad. And you know what? I hope that underneath all the joking about how much of a disappointment I am, hopefully they are proud of who I've become in some way, shape or form. But anyway, one of the less serious reasons for why they're disappointed in me is that I'm fat as fuck. Now, I know, I'm not fat. I don't like using the word fat anyway, because what is fat, really? But as an Asian girl, you know, we're all like tiny, 4 foot skinny as hell, little ballerinas. I am 5'8" and I could lift a truck if I wanted to. I don't want to be this hench, but somehow my biology's just kind of gone, oh yeah, I think I'll make you into a man. It doesn't help as well that I didn't always resemble a potato. Like when I was younger, I was tall for my age, but I was very, very skinny. And I feel like my parents always wanted me to kind of continue looking like that. And to be honest, I would obviously love to be that skinny, but I know that's never gonna be a viable fact for me. Just because of like, yeah. But anyway, I don't want to say I'm putting the blame on anyone. I feel like because of how much I was pushed as a child, it's basically made me really lazy as an adult. Just bear with me a sec. When I was younger, like I mentioned before, my parents gave me homework. If you don't know what homework is, it is homework not set by school, not set by, you know, like personal tutors or whatever, because I had a personal tutor at one point. Homework is homework that my parents gave me at home. Basically, they'd buy me all these like question books. So there was maths, English, sciences, geography, history, basically anything they could get their hands on, they bought me. And you know, I very much appreciate it. It gave me a head start in life. But I also feel like because they cut out half my playtime, I spent a lot more of my adult life just fucking about doing nothing. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with pushing your kids, but if you push your kids to the point that all they ever remember from their childhood is sitting and studying, that's not a good thing. I remember once as well, there was a test done at my school. I think when I was about maybe 7 or 8, and I got the highest mark in the class, obviously. I think there was like a 100-mark question. I got like 97 correct. That's obviously pretty good. I got the highest mark in the class, and I took the results home to my parents, and do you know what they said to me? They were like, I see you've got 3 wrong. Yeah? Why did you get 3 wrong? I guess I just didn't do the questions right. It's a little disappointing. You should really be getting 100. I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry, Daddy. I'll do better next time. So, yeah. Basically what I'm saying is that never feel like that you're a disappointment to your family, because my parents staked a lot on me, clearly, as I was growing up. And look at me now. I'm personally pretty happy with where I am in life. Obviously, I'd love to do my YouTubing and, you know, maybe own my own business at some point. But this is maybe like a little advice video to anyone who feels like that they can't achieve anything or feel like that they aren't happy with where they are because of other people's expectations. Never let other people's expectations like put you down, because you are your own person at the end of the day. If you're happy with where you are, just be happy with it. And you know what? It's not that bad being a disappointment, because the only way I can go is up. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next week for another Monday vlog. Bye!